Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hadn't planned to do another unboxing or show and tell, whatever you want to call it, so quick. However, this came in faster than I had anticipated it would. And what's in it is really cool. I know what's in it. There are some pictures that are out that were posted, but I'm really excited to show what's in there. So I will be taking some of it out first, and then I'm going to actually probably stop filming, get it out, and then proceed to film the rest of it. But anyway, this did come from Joey over at Late Night Hobbies. He had put some cars up and mentioned that if somebody wanted to buy them, they could, a little while back in a group that I'm in with him. And so I ended up getting a couple more tank cars that will add to the mix of the rest of the beer can tank cars that I've got. And then a couple of covered hoppers that I have a couple of ideas for. I'm thinking I probably will run those with the Pillsbury cars too. And then I don't know how to, oh, there it is. I wasn't sure how they sealed that. A classic Model Works flat car, depressed. So anyway, let's see how much. Oh, you know what? I do know that there is some tape on one side that I'm not going to be able to probably open real easily on camera, but we'll give it a shot and then see what it looks like. Yeah, we'll kind of, oh, you can't even see it real well. So what I'm going to do is pause it real quick, pause the video quick, get this out of the box and get it opened up and into a spot that I can actually film it better, and we'll go from there. So let me do that real quick and we'll be back in just a second. Now that the item is unboxed and on the layout, I'll tease it a little bit. It is a building right there. There was some other stuff that Joey included in the box, that being these stickers and coaster for Late Night Hobbies, which is his company that he does stuff with. And then he also included a sticker for the Salt City Railroad, which is his railroad, and then a couple others for other things that he's involved in. But I want to give a quick recap as to how this item came to be, or the building came to be, and how Joey had came about doing that for me. Back after the Colorado RPM in 2025, I was talking with some of the freelance guys out there, and they asked me, why don't you do your own freelance railroad? And I really hadn't thought about it. And as time went on, I thought, I could do my own, and was kind of stuck with the name. And at that point, I had been talking with Joey a little bit and was picking his brain about decals, who he'd used, and just different stuff like that. And it came up with me eventually sharing the location that I was going to base the layout on eventually. At that point, I still hadn't had a track plan or anything like that. And sent him a pin for the Freeport Center in Clearfield, Utah. It used to be an old, or not old, but it used to be a Navy ammo dump back in World War II. It's since been privatized and has a bunch of different companies that are in there doing a bunch of different stuff. And I liked the idea because it had a bunch of different cars that would come in, transload, scrap, and of course box cars up along, a bunch of warehouse kind of things. And finally came up with Clearfield Western. So that's kind of how the name came for the Clearfield Western Railway. And with that pin, Joey got looking at the street view and really liked the way the buildings looked. And once I got further along and had the bench work done, he asked if he could design and laser cut out a building for me. And having bought in one of his kits before, or a couple of his kits before, I have a couple I still need to build. This is another HO one. Come on, focus. There we go. That I put together and built. I knew that his quality and attention to detail was amazing, and went back and forth with some of the ideas that I had for the building. I wanted to combine some stuff, change some stuff, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. And a couple weeks ago, I received a message, and I'd been working on a project. I got a notification that said, are you okay with these colors? They're not the exact ones, but it's what I have for paint. And I was confused. I just saw it as text, opened it up, and it was a picture of the front of the building. And that was when it was shown that he was actually going to paint and build this for me and send it so that I could have it and just put it on the layout. So here is the building. He sent me pictures of assembly in that. They didn't do any justice to it at all. This is an amazing looking building. I knew it would be, like I said, just from the previous kits that I had. And I was just so appreciative and had my, mind blown that he was actually building it. I kind of expected a kit. But as I say, I'm appreciative that he built it because now it's here on the layout. I don't have to mess with it anymore. It looks amazing. It's weathered up a little bit with some of the path for the trucks along the dock doors and along the bottom. And just was so happy to get it and, see it, and was just in awe with how it looked. One thing that I did was take this to work once I got it and opened it up and flapped, opened up two sides, this front one and this side here. And a couple of coworkers know what Freeport is and have been there and said, that's Freeport, so just amazing detail and quality there for them to pin down that exactly real quick that this was Freeport, so just goes to show Joey pays a lot of attention to detail. So come back to that in just a minute, but this is kind of the overview of what it looks like. Get that car out of the way. And I'll show the front when I wrap back around, but a few things that I had kind of worked on with him was this line is the clearance from the NMRA gauge, and we both were kind of hesitant to have it be that close, mainly because of the curves down there. Didn't want anything to actually smack into anything and break, so we pulled it in just a little bit. Also, I had kind of drawn out on here, written some notes on the plywood or on the decking that are now covered up by the building. But one of the notes I had was open side, and I'd put a question mark because I wasn't sure. And Joey asked me about that. And what I was thinking was having where this is the edge of the layout here. And I will say, I had this piece of wood here before. It was up just a little bit higher, moved it down. The only reason it's here, or the reason it's here, is to stop untimely falls or falls that may occur that, shouldn't, because that wood's there, and stop cars from hitting the floor. But I didn't want to do a full interior to have to lift this roof off and on. It is just over a foot wide and 2 feet long. I think it's just a little over 2 feet. Anyway, I didn't want to be dealing with that. And with the dock doors, they'd be hidden by the cars anyway. So decided not to do a full interior, but have just a little bit here so that I can put pallets or crates and maybe a forklift or something And I do want to do lights and put some lights in it, just so that it does look, like a warehouse and still have a little bit of that interior detail, but not have it be pain to kind of like see. We were able to find some pictures of the interior, so everything is pretty much how it is. Having some blast doors, I'm guessing, because it is a ammo dump. But, of course, even some of the weathering inside just looks amazing. So that is the other sides of that. Oh, what was one of the other things I wanted? I don't think there was anything there, but anyway, then coming to the front, and we both were a little bummed about this, that this is the edge of the layout here, and as you can see, you're not really going to see the front very much, and it's just an unfortunate circumstance. We did have to do some selective compression, as is with all of our modeling, or most of our modeling. But I asked if we could do a different entrance, or have an entrance on this side. And so he did a really good job of it. And I feel bad that you're not going to see it real well unless you're, really close up to it. And the other thing I wanted was to have a couple of dock doors over here. Let's see if I can rotate this around just a little bit more. That way I could have a couple of trucks, or trailers backed up here. And I think that one's there. Yeah. Anyway, there that have the truck unloading and loading. And there was plenty of space here that a truck can come in, pull up, and then back in, and then also just pull out and go out. So a lot of amazing detail to this to the entrance that we're bummed that we can't show off more, but it still looks really cool. I'll show this off. Again, just amazing work. Oh, I remember the other piece that we did. Normally what is on with the if I can talk, with the buildings there out there, is one side is rail fed, the other side is truck fed. And in this case, I just wanted both sides rail fed. So that's what we did. And, I think it's fine. It looks great. So again, just an amazing building. Joey does amazing work. If you ever get a chance to work with him or have him cut you anything, he's a great resource, and just an amazing modeler all around. I've always enjoyed buying his kits and that. I've got a couple others that, like I said earlier, that I got to build. But anyway, that is that for this. Oh, I remembered one other thing. One thing that I saw in a street view is that they have some decking or bridging pieces that they use to go from the dock up onto the cars or into the cars. So I'll probably design and 3D print some of those and have that detail as well. So anyway, that's the fun new thing that's on the layout. I really need to keep working on it. It's kind of become a catch-all with some of the stuff that I've recently purchased, and I need to get working back on that. I need to get working on the nscale too. I think I said that earlier as well. But anyway, thanks as always for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, if you get a chance to work with Joey, don't ever pass it up. You'll never be disappointed. Again, just amazing stuff. So again, thank you all for watching, and thank you for those that have subscribed and have been subscribing or have been subscribers for a long time. I really appreciate it, and we'll see everybody in the next video.